Yo, yo, yo. It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. What's the word? Yo, man. Shit, fun player one, man. This shit was crazy tonight, man. This the Nets Thunder recap. It was bad from the beginning to the end. I seen what Leaf was talking about. They got some Topic. He got some squabbles. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about the game, man. But y'all already see what I got in the title. How do we replace Cam Thomas scoring, man? I know Nets fans don't want to hear he not on the team. Why you keep talking about him, bro? The dude had 27 tonight, man. Like, what are y'all solutions for not having Cam Thomas offensive production? And far as that's concerned, what are we talking about far as the offense is the way it look? Because it looked like we playing around that 3-point line a lot. I seen Eric Slater on Twitter mention the PNR early in the game with Nolan Traore. If he comfortable with the PNR, then let him do more PNRs. All of this offense trying to find offense from the 3-point line, it's not even entertaining. I'm not even having fun watching it. I'm not even looking at it like this is a good game. This shit has got me feeling some type of way. As a fan, I don't think they care. It just got me feeling like y'all don't care for real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just up running up and down, not really competing. I see Caruso and Noah Clowney look like they was fitting to get into something. But like, I don't know, man. What's happening right now? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, man. I see you. Shout out to Joey BK all day. As of recent, I haven't been entertained. I didn't even know if we was going to score in the second quarter. 10-point quarters. Come on, bro. But y'all say we don't need Cam Thomas. Just focus on the rookies. Okay, how? Let's just focus on the rookies then. Let's focus on them. Let's start with Diego Domin, the 8th pick. I know this is the golden boy. This is the Brooklyn Nets golden boy. You can't say a bad word about him. This guy, you say anything about him, they start looking at you. Oh my God, how could you say that about Diego Domin? You talking about the same Diego Domin that was 3 points, 1 for 10, 1 for 8 for the 3-point shot. He can't put the ball on the floor. He turning it over when he putting the ball on the floor. I'm talking about Nolan Traore and Diego Domin. I'm seeing more consistency from Nolan Traore than Diego Domin. And that's because Nolan Traore has got 4 attempts at the 3-point line and Diego got 8 attempts at the 3-point line. Nolan Traore is proving that it is a skill to play inside the 3-point line, to try to score inside the 3-point line, to break down the defense, to get past the 3-point line, to penetrate the defense past the perimeter, past the 3-point line. It's like, are you not going to the paint because you can't go to the paint, or you just choosing the 3 over the paint? And I'm starting to think it's more you can't get to the paint. You're not looking for offense there. And I've seen strides, like highlights, like midi. I seen even Powell. He looked like he was attacking the midi, but he'll jump in the air and look for a pass. Let me explain something to you, Drake Powell. If you're the most athletic player in the building, once you're in the air, you take the shot. I don't care who's there. You try to dunk on them. You try to do something. Like, you in the air already. You make the decision once you leave your feet. You're a rookie. Do not pass the ball. That is elite basketball. Passing the ball while you in the air. That's video game shit. If that. Once you in the air, take the shot. I don't even care if they block the shot. I don't care if it look like a bad shot, but to just turn the ball over because you passing it in the air, I wasn't feeling that. You got 3 turnovers because of that. You got 3 turn. Is Nolan Traore the better point as the better player out of the draft that we drafted? He's showing the more consistency. He's showing the most consistency. I'm trying to like Danny Wolf. I know that the Leafs say he's gonna be my favorite player. He not. Danny Wolf is not my favorite player, man. 8, 4 for 12, 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. All his points came from inside the 3-point line. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? He didn't make 1 3. So I'm saying that to say, what's he doing? He's 6'10". He got 3 rebounds. I need you to get more than 3 rebounds. What's up? What's up? Michael Porter Jr. and Day'Ron Sharpe, they did what they were supposed to do, 9 rebounds and 8 rebounds. Day'Ron Sharpe still showing consistency. It is what it is. Drake Powell is not aggressive enough, and ain't nobody in front of him taking his minutes. I don't want to hear that Terrence Mann shit. Nah. He had 20 minutes. You got 20 minutes and you got 2 field goals in 20 minutes. That's you as a player not being aggressive. And you shooting 50% from the field. So why you not being aggressive? That's a good stat in the NBA. You shooting over you 50% or better as a 2 guard. If that's your position and that's what you shooting from the field, that is a good thing. You need to be taking more shots. Why are you not aggressive? I don't know. You most athletic, but now what? Okay, and you most athletic. That's like saying, you know what I mean? You just got a talent, a superpower, and you don't want to use it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we need you out there, bro. You can see we need somebody that could put the ball on the floor. Drake Powell, let it be you. Everybody said, oh, we don't need Cam Thomas because we got Drake Powell. Can Drake Powell take the scoring load of a Cam Thomas? Oh, because of his stunning defense, it doesn't matter because his defense is better than Cam Thomas. I think it's bullshit. I think the Brooklyn Nets made a mistake by waiving Cam Thomas and not getting anything back for Cam Thomas, and they don't have any player on the roster that could score the ball the way he does. He had 16 straight points at one time tonight, and the Nets had 10 points in one quarter. Yeah, y'all want me to be blind to the bullshit because they my team? They still my team. When they bad, they good. They still my team. They always gonna be my team. They don't have to be a good team to be my team. I'ma still like this team. I'ma still rep this team, but this is not good. We got this is JTV in the chat, player one in the chat, Latrell music in the chat. Y'all already know what it is, man. Listen, y'all gotta understand. It's not just me. And I'm going to bring up guys who's going to stir the pot with me. They're going to come up here and kick up dust, take fish tank out the bowl. That's what I'm going to do. Take all of the net fans that like this, the peoples like this losing and just like to see this on a night-to-night basis. You got what you want. All you tankers, you got what you want. You wanted to see us look bad, you got what you want. You wanted to see us play like trash, you got what you want. I'm tired of this shit, man. I went through 2 seasons. I'm a content creator. That means I recap every game. Y'all recapping every game? You got to go through this net fan pain? Huh? Y'all can't feel this. Y'all don't feel Big Fan Breezy? Pause. CT looking good on the Bucks. Shit ridiculous. He in there getting 16 points and they still got him coming off of the bench. It's ridiculous. My thing is, it's easy to let go Cam Thomas is if what y'all said, but it's not what y'all said, it's what I said. It's what This Is JTV and other Nets fans said. It's what Jordy Fernandez said. He said, I ain't have a problem with Cam Thomas. That was him in the front office. What? Jordy Fernandez, I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm going to just let you know for a fact that when it comes to the draft, it is hard to draft a pure scorer like Cam Thomas. They say he was a bad shooter. He shoot at a low clipping the percentage, and I'm telling them it's because of the way they got him shooting the ball. They want him to take more threes than twos. Why? That's not his game. Just like it shouldn't be a lot of these players' games. This shit with Yegor and the inconsistency. If the Nets drafted guard and AJ DeBonstra at the 2, how could I be mad at that? High draft picks is getting traded in their second year. Jared McCain, the dude that got drafted early in the 7 for the 76ers last season. He playing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He in his second year in his rookie year contract. Players in their second year in their rookie year contract, that's lottery picks, get traded in the NBA. I ain't saying Yegor gonna get traded. I ain't saying that. I'm saying Shea got traded when he was a Clipper and went to the Thunder. I'm saying Jared McCain got traded when he went from the 76ers to the Thunder. Do you see a pattern? You see they Thunder still looking for talent, even in that second year, if they don't really get an opportunity in that first year to get the minutes with the team, their respective team, for whatever reason, whether it be injuries or another reason. The Thunder is paying attention, watching, looking, scouting. That's what the Brooklyn Nets need to be doing. Mathurin went over there to the Clippers and scored 37 in his first game. He was open. And I ain't never said he was a bad player, but I ain't know he was going to give it up like that. And I think he's from there. My point is, the Nets as fans got to see the transition from players changing roles. We seen KD and Kyrie try to be the 1 and 2 on this team. It didn't work. We see Mikal Bridges go from what he was on the Suns to come over here. It didn't work. We see MPJ come over here and be in a situation where he went from a number 4, you know what I'm saying, as far as the offense on the offense, and then to the first or second on offense, and it worked. Some of it worked, some of it don't work. But we give opportunities. We need to be doing the same thing that the Thunder is doing, and that's giving opportunities to rookies in a second-year contract that's not getting minutes. Y'all want to try to get Ace Belly in a whoop-de-whoop. I don't know how we going to do it. Y'all want to try to, you know what I'm saying, how y'all want to do it. We could be here on the page trying to figure it out, the Big Fan Breezy page, trying to get it together, trying to figure it out. It got to be a way. I'm saying when it comes down to winning basketball, of course you want an off-ball basketball play, and I do think that they was mentioning Reggie Miller and Rip Hamilton having, you know, Yago play off-ball. I seen him running plays for Yago when he was playing off-ball. He wasn't a spot-up shooter. He was moving. So he's moving him. He's trying to find a spot, but moving, though. He wasn't just standing in one place, which is a good thing. Shout out to Barry in the chat. What's good? KDF Files, man. What's up with KD, man? Getting caught on his burner, Barry. What's up with your mans? What's up with your mans? You got the ruler FN in the chat. He said not every draft built the same. Not every lottery pick has the same value. Look at Alex Saul and Cooper Flag. Who would you rather have on your team? I'd rather have Cooper Flag on my team. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, man. This is the part of the show that I'm gonna just throw the link in the chat, man, because I said what I said. I know I wanted y'all to be right. Y'all thought Cam Thomas hurt the team. Cam Thomas did not hurt the team. The only thing about Cam Thomas that I can say that is good for y'all, the tankers, that is that we're going to continue to lose and look bad. We ain't going to look like we don't know which way is up. We can't score the ball. We scored 30 points 2 games in a row. We scored the ball a quarter, 30 points in 1 quarter out of 8 quarters. Two quarters out of 8 quarters, we scored 30 points. That's crazy work. But we don't need Cam Thomas. Yo, at Brooklyn LM, man, what's the word, bro? Should I even be thinking about this? Should I be looking at Cam Thomas stats and trying to see if it's better than, you know, like what's happening? Should I be doing all of this, or should I just let it go? Or did the Brooklyn Nets make a mistake, man? Talk to me, bro. What's happening in Brooklyn LM?
I mean, the way I see it, like, CT is being used how he should have always been used. Like, and Milwaukee is using him, and they still starting Ryan Rollins. But when you got CT, if you tell him come off the bench, all you got to do is score. That's his job. Like, it's not. He don't got to do much. You know, he on a team where he's not necessarily the main focus. Giannis is pretty much gonna come back soon. So, you know, I'm sure they're gonna try to ramp up to make sure they can get a playing run or a playoff run. So, I mean, you know, this is what I think this is best for CT. I think they're using him how we should have been using him. But you know, they dropped the ball with that. You got nothing of value back. You buy him out. And there's another Sean Marks classic failure of not utilizing him. You couldn't get nothing for CT if you were going to trade him. You got nothing in return. So, I mean, you know, hopefully the Bucks they they take care of CT over there, which they look like they are. But in terms of this team, I don't know. Like this, Nolan is ramping up. I think the bright side out of all this is Nolan. Like we're seeing Nolan
Is Nolan the
with
best rookie
more.
that we got? Is he the best rookie we got?
It's looking like it. It's definitely looking like it. I like I said, this is everybody's first year, but I'll say and maybe second year could be different. But from what I'm seeing, Nolan is looking like he's getting the most acclimated to the NBA.
Mhm.
Yegor, um, I don't know with Yegor at this point. I mean, I am not a person to give up on Yegor. I think
Mhm.
his second year he may look better, but yeah, as of right now, we just have no dogs. Like none of our rookies is dogs. Nobody in this team is dogs. Like there's just none of that. All of that is just missing. Like we need somebody who. I think Paul said it best. Like I think these guys is good rotational pieces, but they not necessarily stars. Like they're not the guy. We need our guy on this team. We need somebody that either Coop or whoever. Like we need one of our guy on this team that's just gonna be like, yo, get out the way, move out the way. Like this is my
But
franchise.
who do you think that
Like
is? Who would you draft? Who got that kind of mantra about them? That kind
I
of mantra?
mean, you got Peterson there, you got the monster there, you got Boozer there, Caleb Wilson there. You know what I'm saying? You got the top four. I feel like either one of them would do on this team.
Man, the one that
But
been checking itself out the game ain't no dog.
That's
Yo,
I
KD.
facts, Jay.
I don't
That's facts.
I
I
don't
That
agree
ain't
know.
no
100
Like
dog
percent Jay.
mentality. And this is what I be
I
talking about. Niggas don't be wanting to call shit out. Cause that's
Pull
what I
that
was
shit
talking
out.
about 3 weeks
I
ago when I
Pull
said
that
that
shit
we
out.
ain't got no gritty players on this team. And everybody, nah, we got gritty niggas. It ain't no dogs out there. It ain't nobody with
to be
hunger.
about Peterson. I don't necessarily if he really is cramping. Like I can't tell or tell a player if he lying about cramps or not. If he really is,
Well, then he
I
need
ain't
to
gonna sit here
condition his
and do that.
body so he ain't getting cramps in the
But
middle of the
for
game. His
me,
coach calling him out. His coach said, yeah, he checked out with 20 points, but he could have had a real big game tonight, but he checked
I'm
himself out. Like,
for all we know, Peterson might be rookie of the year next year. Like I'm not.
Oh,
I can't tell. I can't tell his mindset. Does he? Can I question his love for basketball? I don't know. I think it's there. But realistically, next year he can come in and be leagues above every other fucking rookie. I don't know. It's very his talent is
like,
there though.
what
Like
about the
I
11?
don't
What about the 11 games he missed? What about that?
the 11 games he missed. If like I said, if he's really injured, I cannot blame him for that. If he's gonna check himself out and he's saving himself for the NBA, I can't be mad at that. We saw that they did the same thing to Ant when he was coming in the NBA. NBA, not necessarily on injury, but they was questioning Anthony Edwards' love for the game because he came out and said, "Yo, I really love football more than basketball. I really don't like this shit for real." And niggas was questioning, "Yo, should Ant be
So,
the
so
first pick?" Like that was the case, and Minnesota said, "F that," still selected him. We see what Ant is today. So we don't really know with Peterson. Peterson might come in the NBA and be a whole different dog. Will he still be the best player on his team despite pulling himself out? Yes, he would. It's clear and foremost, he would be the best player on the Nets, regardless. I'm not gonna pass up on that. That might be the
but
next
bro,
Shea.
but
That
what
might be
I'm
the next
saying is,
Kobe. I don't know.
but what I'm saying is, I'm not knocking the talent. I do question the heart, the love of the game, and I do question the lingering injury, because whatever kept him out of 11 games, he's monitoring.
I do feel like Breezy though. It's a risk. It's a risk with him, but it's a risk with everybody, right? Like we could get AJ, and then AJ gets a God forbid gets an injury, he out for the season. You know what I'm saying? So it is a risk with people, but at the same time, all four of those guys will be better scorers than any single person that we have on this roster right now. And that includes Caleb Wilson, Boozer, AJ DeMonster, and Darren Peterson. And for me, yeah, the next this month, you do everything you can if you're looking at this roster to make sure that that happens. Because ain't no way you doing all of this, and no disrespect. You know, I'm seeing Kingston Flemings, A Cuff, Mikael Brown Jr. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. But if you're doing all this shit just to land 5 or 6, bro, then to me, yeah, I mean, you failed at returning on your asset. You should be going ahead and getting these guys and making sure that at least your roster next year, especially because we're not tanking next year, you got to make sure that you need to do what you need to do to get one of these players on these rosters. And maybe Yegor, Drake Powell, Wolf, and Nolan will look better because they not the guy. They not supposed to be the guys. Maybe they supposed to be the players that helps the guy that's on this team. And once you put them in the right positions, they'll start to look better and more decent. Same thing that you see over in San Antonio with Wemby in them. Like now, Keldon Johnson looks like an actual player. Now Vassell looks like an actual player because they're now in their selective roles. They were never meant to be the guy. So maybe that's the case with this Nets players. But I like what I've seen from Nolan tonight. No, Drake Powell, I don't know. He's probably the most confusing player on this roster.
Right, LM, just get to do the title part and then pass it to Jay. But I want to hear you say that about just the rookies. And you can say talk your shit about MPJ, but I just want to get to Jay and John. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think the MPJ offense has run its course.
Yep.
I think it's just run its course, and you're seeing that against better teams. You're seeing that in the second half of the season. He was 1 for 9 from 3. First of all, this team has a major 3-point. This look like a 3-point contest out there.
Oh,
like
man.
nobody's going to the paint except Nolan. Like I don't understand it with this team, yo. It's like we don't switch it up. Nobody goes to the mid range. Like it's just 3-point bonanza out there, which like 17% from the 3-point line as a team is ridiculous. 34% from the field is ridiculous as a team. Like Jordy, switch up the offense. Like run it through somebody else. I don't know. If he really might be just on the chalkboard and he got 5 circles and they all on the threes and he's telling players, yo, just chuck them up, see what happens. Like it just to me, it makes no sense. Like I've seen enough of this MPJ centered offense. If this is going to be the case, let the second half be development for the rookies. Sit MPJ out for the rest of the season and see what the heck you can figure out with these rookies with Yegor and see what you got with Nolan, see what you got with Wolf, and see what you got with Dayron. Give him more minutes. Claxton is out. Like, switch it up. You sitting here just running through MPJ. MPJ is not going to drop 30 every night, as you can clearly see. Like, this is not an offense that I don't even think he knows what offense he wants to be running. Like, it's nasty work. And you're going to see it against good teams like OKC. You're going to see it against teams like Cleveland. Like, this is just what you're going to see. Teams just catching on. They live and die by MPJ. So we're going to have him on lock, and then everybody else is just going to have to get their own. And I don't know. From a coach, like, I want to see more from Jordy in terms of using other players to his advantage. Like, it just sucks that MPJ is the guy we got to live and die by, knowing that this guy got an MCL sprain or close to it or whatever sprain he said he was going through. But
yeah, before you pass it, I just wanted to add to the usage rate of MPJ is unfair. You're not going to get the top quality of MPJ with that kind of usage rate for a very long time. But yeah.
And Clowney got to get it together too. By the way, like he's regressed as well. So it is what it is. But other than that, I would say to wrap before I pass it off. I think Wolf seeing 0 for 5, 4 for 12. Yegor being 1 for 8 and 1 for 10. Like, I just think that them in general, Nolan is looking like the more well-rounded adverse rookie out of all of them. I do think that they do need this second half. Jordy need to be in their ear and telling them to attack the paint. They need to get in the paint. They need to get in the mid range, switch up their game. Um, Khan went for what 37, 33 tonight. I just think that realistically it's going to be I think the second year is where we're going to see the best of these rookies. But overall, yeah, I'm looking at Jordy and I'm holding blame on him, not just the rookies because they deserve, I'm not saying that they blameless, but I would like our coach to be running more plays for these guys instead of just living and dying by MPJ. But I passed the rock.
Yo, shout out to Brooklyn LM. Get with me, man, so we can do an interview. But yo, Jay, talk to us, man. Don't hold nothing back, man. Go to talk your shit, bro.
I ain't got nothing to hold back, man. We got our ass whooped, rightfully so. They traded the best scorer on the team. We can't score. We already couldn't score. Now we can't score worse. And we was playing against one of the best teams in the league, the defending champions from last year. What I don't know if niggas expected a win going in there. I was surprised niggas was up at the end of the first quarter. But 10 points in the second quarter is disgusting work.
It's nasty work.
Disgusting. Atrocious,
Egregious.
egregious,
Word.
erroneous.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, yo, I was watching that quarter, Jay, and I was like, yo, I know we're going to score in this fucking quarter. Like, this shit is ridiculous. Like, we went 10 minutes without scoring in a quarter. Like,
yo,
it
but
was crazy, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. OKC play tenacious defense. They pause. They defense is real handsy. They all over you. They poking. They prodding. They all over you. Know what I mean? And in the second half, they tried to play some. The Nets tried to play some defense like that, but they just couldn't keep it up. Uh, Yeah, and I don't know. It could be something to do with the refs too, because OKC was playing a lot of defense without fouling, and just because you playing defense without fouling, don't mean you actually not fouling. That just means the ref ain't is calling shit for one team and some shit for the other team. But I
But
really didn't.
it's what you said too about playing gritty. If the refs know that a team play gritty and they see them with a lot of physicality, they not tripping. They're like, all right, they usually do that. But it looked like you're doing extra if that's not with the effort you put on defense all the time. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, like, I felt like, to your point, Jay, I felt like Case and Wallace was getting away with a lot, but they then they said his stat. They was like, Case and Wallace, he got 109 steals and 103 fouls. It was like, wow, that's incredible. Yada yada, whoop de whoop, all of this shit. But case in point is he's known for playing defense, so the refs give him grace. You know what I mean? We got to be known for that. Are we known for playing defense? Are they stopping players on the perimeter? Are we stopping people from getting to the paint? Or you know what I mean? Like it's hard to watch. The Nets are hard to watch, man. You know what I'm saying?
at this point, I'm used to it, man. Like it is what it is. But
10
I
points,
should
man.
I shouldn't be used to it. But it is what it is,
Only
man.
27 more games, my
Don't
friend.
make them make you numb to this net fan pain, man. You know what
Bro,
I'm saying?
this is what niggas wanted, bro. This is what niggas wanted to see, man. I just want what my brothers want. Know what I mean? Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Oh
This is
man.
what they wanted. I'm happy for them, man. I'm happy they watching these ass whoopings. They want to get 10 wins a season and shit like that. I'm happy they want it. And I hope whatever, just like you said, you hope about Cam Thomas. I hope whatever rookie they get is the best rookie of all time. But if it's what I think is going to happen,
Shit crazy, bro. They really just like Cam Thomas. Well, they didn't even trade him. And Cam Thomas is smart though, because he said, yo, y'all not gonna trade me wherever to
yeah,
whoever.
y'all gonna give me-
I'm going to the team that I want to go to, unless y'all gonna give me the contract that I need. And when I
yeah,
think about who's getting paid, I'm thinking like, all right, you're gonna pay MPJ over Cam Thomas. That's true. But Claxton, I don't know. If I'm giving Claxton $100 million, I'm giving Cam Thomas $100 million. And I'm giving him a bigger contract than Day'Ron Sharpe and this and that. Bro, I'm telling you, when it's up for him to get a contract, if he play like this, 2 out of 3 games, he scored 25 plus, it's going to be interesting what kind of money they offer him. But, yeah, Jay, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's nasty work. And this is what the guys wanted to see, man. For the past 2 years, this is what they wanted, man. They want to get beat by 50 every game. They want to get only have 10 single digit wins for the season. And I know we got more than single digit, but that's what they really wanted. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm happy niggas is happy.
Yeah, John, you happy, John? Because you was kind of advocating for this kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Well, I advocate for us to get back-to-back top franchise guys, but you don't always get what you want. You know, that's life. But you listen, I get it. Only 27 more games of this horrific nightmare before we could actually unwind a bit, get ready for what's supposed to be a huge summer for the Brooklyn Nets. But yeah, listen, at the end of the day, this roster is very incomplete. Like Elam said, the MPJ one-man rock band, it shouldn't be happening right now. Like, there was no reason to play him on a back-to-back. The fact that he was playing, we're down like 18 points at the end of the fourth quarter. Like, Jordan, you are a madman. Like, he was competitiveness all the way to the bitter end, literally. But, like, you saw MPJ getting whacked on his face, his body falling over the court. Like, the last thing we need is MPJ to actually suffer a real injury before we put him on the injury list with a fake injury. Like, that would just be Brooklyn bad luck, man, right there in a worst case scenario. But I digress on that. The rookies, I thought Nolan, he had some good buckets tonight. He scored over Hartenstein, which was a really good play on his part. He did have a few turnovers, 3 assists, not what he's used to. He needs to develop an outside shot of some sort this summer. The layup game will only work so much for Nolan because of his speed. He needs some type of outside shot for the opponents to respect him, or else it's going to be tough. Yegor was really bad tonight, Breeze. Like, I got to give Yegor his criticism. He was really bad tonight, like just chucking shots. I called him Chuck Gore tonight. Like, that's how bad Yegor was tonight. He was just not locked in at all. He only made, I think, 1 shot the whole game, which is just that's not cutting anything right now. Like, Yegor needs to figure out how to be aggressive and needs to do it this summer at the very latest, because we cannot have Yegor just being a guy that chucks 3-point shots all the time. There's stuff he can get better at, but this tonight, no effort. You cannot do a lot with that. So Yegor really needs to figure out how to elevate his own game. And then Drake Powell, he had 1 really good bucket tonight, but again, the assertiveness, the lack of it, he needs to figure out a way to be more assertive, because he had already one of the best shots of the night for the rookies that I still remember, the dribble against Jared McCain. Like, he's got a skill set. It's just we got to see it more. And Danny Wolf, he made some buckets tonight, but finishing at the rim still needs a lot of work. Like, these rookies have ways they can go, but we're getting backtracked here because we're still relying on MPJ and these other vets to play roles they don't have to play right now. It's about the rookies. So we have some stuff to work with. We also have some stuff that needs to get better at. And there's a lot that we need to work on this summer, not just getting one guy in a really good draft. I mean, our center position, Day'Ron, as good as his stat was tonight, 12, 8, and 3, he's not a starter. As good as Claxton could be playmaking as a point forward, he's not a starting caliber center you can rely on long term. We need to get a center regardless, any way possible. Free agency, trade market, we just need a big, because even if you get that number 1 guy in the draft, if you don't have a legit center to go up against some of the best bigs in the NBA, we're never going to go anywhere fast. And Noah Clowney, I'm so disappointed in Noah Clowney, because you've seen moments where he can score. We've seen that. We've seen him get better, but him relying on these 3-point shots, I'm getting worried that he's starting to look like Karl-Anthony Towns 2.0 out there. Like, you cannot rely on a 3-point shot when you're 234 freaking pounds, my guy. Like, this is not what we need from Noah Clowney year 3. He showed us he could dunk tonight, but then he just regresses out of nowhere. So it's like Cam Boozer, Caleb Wilson. If you want to know who's the most attainable, it's one of those 2 guys right now. If we get one of those 2 guys, your front court gets a lot better, a lot quicker. And for Noah Clowney, either he adapts in a different role, but right now he's not a starter. So listen, there's stuff to work with, but this roster needs some major changes next year if we're going to try to aim for any playing berth, for reals.
But that's my thing, right? So you got Jesus Save in the chat. He says, what is Yegor good for? Why is number 8 if he's only settling for 3-point shots? So this is the whole blatantly obvious elephant in the room part of the show. If they're gonna play it, develop Noah Clowney and Diego Domen, they gotta learn how to play with their back to the basket.
I agree.
See Noah Clowney try to pump fake, put the ball on the floor and get to the basket. It's all force, no finesse. There's no finesse there. It's all force, and it don't look good. So I'm saying that to say, if you're gonna put that weight on, then learn how to play in the box. Learn how to play in the box, bro. Learn how to post. Learn how to baby sky hug something. Give me something. Hit it off the backboard. Learn from Tim Duncan. Send Noah Clowney footage of Tim Duncan. Like y'all be thinking
That's not our offense.
but
Why y'all expecting the players to go out there to do stuff that the coach ain't telling them to do?
But okay, but this is
It
what I'm
might
saying.
be.
This is what I'm saying. While we a podcast, like yeah, they're gonna have to listen to that. But if they listen to the podcast, we could be helping the whole situation. Like if they continue to do what they do, all they're gonna do is look for offense around the 3-point line, around the perimeter. Like I said, I'm not watching that and being entertained. That shit bad basketball if you ask it. But if you was to change things up, yeah, learn how to play in the box. Why'd you gain the weight? Like I thought you gained the weight to learn how to play in the box. You're going to play with your back to the basket, put a little few guys on post, get some switches. Even if you drive into the basket off the pump fake, you could play with your back to the basket off of that after the first dribble. Now I'm saying that to say, Diego, you don't take advantage of no small guards. That's all I'm asking for Diego. If there's a small mouse in the house, take advantage. You're not going to take advantage of Caruso. I don't expect you to put Lou Dort or Caruso on the post. But there's matchups where you could go against them and you know, not Cleveland either. But you're going to be taller than at 6'9", a point guard, 2 guard, you're going to be taller than a lot of players in the backcourt. So just look for that matchup and trying to play with your back to the basket. Then
Clowney start playing like Tim Duncan, I'll be a billionaire by Sunday.
I don't see it.
I
man.
don't know.
And then you'll be good. Then if you learn how to play with your back to the basket, then to Jesus Saves said he'll have more repertoire in his offense where you can say, all right, he's not just settling for 3-point shots. But playing with his back to the basket, that got to be part of play. I said all of this to say, so I want to hear what y'all going to say. This is part of play development. Even if it's not in Jordy Fernandez playbook, which it should be, then you gotta implement it because what we're doing now is becoming redundant. The whole NBA know about MPJ and trapping him off of that curl off the top of the three. They know it's coming. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, that's all.
Breeze, you know why I brought up the Karl-Anthony Towns comparison to Clowney? Because Clowney actually hit his 203 tonight, which he's actually the fastest in Nets history to hit 200 threes before 22 years old. Listen, that's a fine part of his skill set, but you look at Karl-Anthony Towns. He's one of the best 3-point big men in the NBA. He's also one of the softest centers in the NBA. With Noah Clowney, a guy who's supposed to be a power forward per se, you're 234 pounds. And if your best asset is just shooting threes and you're rarely going to show us any interior game, there's not a lot of investment there to be a starter. The great thing about Cam Boozer that people kind of underrate is he's solid and consistent. Interior, he scores and he rebounds very well. Noah Clowney, have not seen enough of it. And with Yegor, the biggest question with him is, what is he? Are you a point guard? Are you a scoring guard? Are you a 3? Forget this positionless bullshit. Let's call that out for a second. We don't have the players to play positionless basketball, even if we have Euro guys on the whole squad. Either Yegor is a 1, a 2, or a 3 by next year. If he's still as undefined in a role, it is hard to see him progress as a player. You can't just shoot threes and not have a position on this team. So that's the biggest question mark for me this summer. But before training camp starts, what is Yegor Diomen? He has to be a point guard, a scoring guard, or a small forward, or else it's hard to see if we drafted the Bansta, given how well Nolan's doing, and you keep MPJ, could Yegor be benched next year? Which, if that happens somehow, would be a horrible way of how we drafted him in the first place, because he's not supposed to be a bench guy. But if you don't have a defined role right now, and you're just a floater that shoots threes and doesn't get better, it feels like we're already wasting Yegor as a pick, which I hope doesn't happen, but he needs a defined role. This positionless crap needs to stop on this team. You can't just play rookies out of position and expect them to be an NBA professional in 2 years. It doesn't work like that.
I think
That's what I'm
part of
saying.
it. I think part of this is Jordy's fault. And
Yep.
the reason why is because as a coach,
Not Jordan.
you're not supposed to if you, especially with a player like Yegor, like part of being a coach is making your players uncomfortable. Like you're not supposed to if Yegor's biggest thing or weakest thing that we all knew coming into the league was finishing at the rim or the mid range or whatever the case may be, Jordy as a coach should be telling him, "Yo, you take a three, I'm taking you out. You know you can. I know you can do that. I don't need you to do that. What I need you to do is put pressure on the defense and take your butt into the paint.
Yep.
Draw a foul. I don't care if you get blocked. I don't care if you get manhandled. I don't care if you get thrown to the floor. I don't care. You put force on the defense, and you drive into that paint. That's what I want to see work on this year. It may not be done in the NBA season because the real work is done in the off season, but at least you'll have some idea of what the NBA is like in terms of physical contact, in terms of finishing. You look at these point guards in the NBA. Shea can finish, Cade can finish, Luka can finish. You got to look at these guys and understand this is an asset that you yourself, Yegor, has to get comfortable with. I'm not going to sit there and have you on the clipboard just at the 3-point line just because you're good at it. A good coach gets you out of your comfort zone. A good coach makes you uncomfortable. A good coach takes you out of the comfortability so you can be versatile in different things. If you're just having Yegor shoot threes as a head coach, you're not doing anything for him. He's not developing that way. And if you watch his BYU tape, stop doing dribble handoffs and let him freaking handle the offense. If you see that he can be a point guard, I see that point. I see you can be a point guard. I know it's in you. I'm gonna do all of these things to set you up. You're not helping him by just freaking telling the team and him to chuck threes. The way I see it, you saw it in summer league. In the beginning, the first half of the season, we saw, okay, we got it. You're a 3-point shooter. All right, now let's work towards these other things. I don't need to see you shooting threes. If you shoot a three, I'm sitting you down. I don't need you to do that. If you open, you shoot it, cool. But I need you to work on your finishing. Stop being scared to drive to the paint. Stop being scared to take mid-ranges. Switch it up. As a coach, that's what he's supposed to be doing. And if he's not doing that for Yegor, then is Jordy the coach that these rookies really need to take it to the next level? Or or do we have to start looking elsewhere? Because the fact of the matter is,
but they gotta be honest about Yegor not being a point guard. Let's just keep it real. He's not a point guard.
That's why he was drafted.
Jordan,
though.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but at the same time, I don't necessarily agree because he's not getting the chance to be the point guard because you're running DHOs. Like when Cade first came into the league, there was no DHOs being ran. He was averaging 4 turnovers per game. Like he was working on it in the off season. They allowed him to make mistakes. They put him against the craziest defenders in the NBA, and he had to learn. He had to adjust in his first year. You're not helping him by running DHOs. Claxton at the 3-point line looking stupid.
Okay. All right, so
you're not learning anything doing that.
All right, so you're saying this same team, us just implementing the PNR offense, we a much better team.
I think so. I think it looks better.
We're actually trying to get more points.
I definitely think at least try. That's my argument. Try with him. You're not helping him by having freaking this MPJ offense and Claxton at the 3-point line looking stupid every time. You're not. Like, let him run DHOs. Let him get Claxton more involved in the offense. Run a pick and roll with him and Danny Wolf. Run pick and rolls with him and Day'Ron Sharpe. Set a pick and roll play. Something, even if you go have Day'Ron play the pick and pop and Day'Ron expanded his game with a 3-point shot. Do that. Like there's no switch ups in the offense. It's either we live or die by MPJ shooting a three. 1 for 9 tonight, by the way.
Yikes.
Like it's nasty work. You're not switching up the offense. You're not giving these players nothing to work with. If you see Drake Powell to what John said, make a play like that. If you calling a timeout early, get in Drake Powell's head and be like, "Yo, Drake, do that again. Run that again.
Facts.
Yo, so here's what we're gonna do. Yo, Drake, get the ball up. Yo, Dayron, set the screen right here. Yo, we're gonna get Drake more touches to the paint. Something." Like, do something with our rookies. Don't just be sitting there just telling these guys to shoot up threes. It doesn't work like that. You got to encourage your players. You got to get them uncomfortable. And something tells me, I think they up to the challenge. I don't think they will mind that. But if your coach is just telling you to shoot threes all day and play defense, it's a nasty offense. Ain't nothing going to be done. It's look nasty out there.
It really is. And you go back to that playoff game between the Knicks and the Celtics. If the Celtics showed some interior offense, they would have won the first games. They took over 100 missed threes? Shooting and living and dying by the threes does not win you the games all the damn time. Playing interior helps separate yourself a bit from these other teams, especially if you're physically more dominant. This needs to be the word of the day of the month this upcoming summer for these rookies becoming sophomores. Physicality. The reason why Detroit is so good right now is not because they have multi-versatile scorers all over their damn team. They are physical and imposing. That's why they walk into the Garden and put the Knicks' faces in the dirt, because they are so physically imposing. They make up for the lack of, we need to all shoot threes together. They're not great at shooting threes, but they know how to be physically imposing. That's what we need, the energy we need in next season. It's not how many threes we take, how many assists we throw out. It's how can we bust somebody in the interior and let them know Brooklyn is here. That's what we're missing. We're missing the soul, Jordy. This 3-point Euro juggling crap is not Brooklyn Nets basketball.
Yeah, you heard that?
It really isn't.
Word. I hope y'all heard that in the back, man. Y'all heard that in the back? Yo, man. Listen,
it really isn't.
At the end of the day, all I'm trying to get people to be on the same page, and it sounds like we on the same page. Do not forget that it is a skill to get to the basket because of your handle. You can't have the whole team on a catch and shoot and win. Y'all taking this whole shit too far. Like, you gotta have ball handlers, man. You gotta implement the PNR in your offense. We looked at the PNR stat, seen the better teams in the NBA uses the PNR. Detroit Pistons, #1 team in the NBA, #1 team using the PNR.
Facts.
Like this, I'm not saying like I'm some fucking guru or some shit like that. I'm just studying the game. You know what I'm saying? So again, people say that in BYU, Jaeger was running a PNR. They said that's all he did. I didn't see him playing BYU, but I mean, if that's what he was doing there, like don't alienate him.
He did. Breeze. If you go on YouTube and pull up Jaeger's BYU highlights, 15 minutes of pick and roll. All you gonna see. Oh, literally, his bigs was eating at BYU. Bigs was eating. Everybody was eating at BYU, which is why it's mind blowing to me that he gets here and he's just chucking threes. Because we got a coach that's telling these guys to just shoot and not mix it up. Shoot, at least when Cam Thomas was here, we had someone that was shooting threes and attacking the paint and shooting the mid ranges. Right. Someone who was switching it up. Nobody here is switching it up. Drake Powell does go to the Baja. I give him that. He does go to the rim and enforce it. Same thing with Nolan.
That's got to change. That's got to change.
I agree. I think the assertiveness got to change. He's probably the most confusing one on the roster. But what I will say that I can give Drake Powell and Nolan is they the two that attack the paint.
Yep.
But even with Drake's 2 attempts.
Hold on. But what I'm saying, LM, look at this play. Why we can't get more of this on a regular basis? Like Cam Thomas not here. I need this from Drake Powell, bro. I need more.
I agree.
We all do need to see it.
I agree. Hands down, I agree. I don't know. He clearly has it. Like it's in him. It's just I don't know what it is, yo. Like it's if you go and play him 20 minutes, Drake Powell shouldn't be having 2 points. Like to me, you should be the guy. Once again, if your coach, which is Jordy, and I'm not just putting this slowly on Jordy because at the end of the day, I think Drake Powell just needs that mentality to be asserted. But at the same time, Jordy can show that, yo, we really believe in you as our two guard if you out there running plays for him. Get him involved. I don't know why they keep putting him at the point guard position. That's stupid. But just have him play his regular two guard position. Run plays for him. Hey, yo, we're going to run the pick and roll for Drake Powell. Hey, yo, we're going to do different things. Like, let him know, yo, you are starting two guard. Ken Thomas not here. We're going to develop you and help you grow. Like, we're not learning anything with this MPJ center offense. It's just not going. It's not going anywhere. And
Not to mention we got Jalen Wilson and Terrence Mann, who I can't wait till they're off the team. I mean, what Wilson does occasional 1-3, and man, just see what he tried to do tonight. He tried to cause a charge on himself, and it wound up getting himself a technical foul. Like, listen, this try-hard crap is what's ruining our team. You need to invest in these rookies as opposed to these vets that don't add anything to our team. That's another Jordy Fernandez problem. We're putting too much stock in vets that aren't adding to our teams. They're taking away from it.
In last game, which had me crying, I think it was against Cleveland, where he called like a timeout, like 11 minutes, 12 minutes into the game.
It was 3 minutes. It was 4-0. It was 4-0, LM.
It was 4-0
It was over at
into the
that
game,
point.
and you call a timeout. I'm like, all right.
Come on.
You trying to reset?
4-0, Breeze.
Breeze, come on. Yo.
Nah, he had to reset. Say, yo, nah, y'all don't even know the game started, man. I don't think y'all.
Yo, come on, Breeze.
Jordy tried to tank.
Nah, yo, if he told them niggas to do something going out there and then they go out there doing the exact opposite of what he said we was gonna begin doing, of course he gonna call the timeout and say, yo, what are we doing?
Yeah, but that killed the momentum.
11 minutes and 23 on the clock though is crazy.
No, but I'm saying I be hearing all of the criticism and stuff, but y'all don't know, like some of that stuff, y'all don't know what they had, like what they said in the huddle before that. So if I'm telling you we gonna go out there and be aggressive on defense, and y'all go out there being soft on defense right after I said that, no, time out. We got to talk this over again because y'all doing the exact opposite of what we just said. Right, like
if that's not the case, and it's the fact that this team is just making shots, but the defense is there, and you're calling it 11 minutes, it's just okay, cool. But realistically, bro, regardless of that timeout being called and whatever the other cases may be, the defense to me is not really. It is part of the problem.
No, I'm not saying that's what he said. I'm not saying that's what he said, but I'm just saying as a coach, they be. Like, if you doing the exact opposite of what we discussed, coach is gonna call a timeout to see why y'all doing the exact opposite and who wants to sit on the bench. Like,
no, that's valid. That's valid. That's a good point. It might have been. He might have told him to do something, and we called a timeout because they wasn't doing it. I just think realistically, on defense we need help. True, but realistically, I think on offense, I don't know what he in the huddle telling them to do. Like I don't know what's on that clipboard. I don't know what plays he has set up. I know it ain't pick and rolls.
The only thing I do know he telling them to do is shoot threes.
Spray
that shit. He want them to spray the ball out and shoot the ball. Spray the ball, shoot the ball.
Jay, the Jordy coloring book.
Yo,
we look like a poor version of the 2016 Warriors, except we can't hit.
He got a color by numbers coloring book, and that shit is all threes.
He got Jock Vaughn's old playbook.
At this point, it's nasty. It's just nasty work to see. Like, I don't see, and I really feel like on this team they make it feel like the mid range is a lost art. I mean, it's really not.
Right.
But we just don't got nobody on this team that's taking mid ranges.
Drake Powell, Drake Powell takes mid range shots. He just don't do them enough. But he actually has, I think, one of the best mid range games out of anybody on our team, and he's a rookie. But like Breeze even said on previous show, like you can't just have a 3-point game. You need mid-range. You need runners. You need cutters. You need all types of guys that can do different things on the court, not just live or die by a three. This is not a Euro Circus League. This is America. Let's play some Brooklyn ball. All right.
I don't know. I just think at this point in time, like I don't know in March how the offense is gonna look. Probably nothing different. But next year, something gotta give. Because if next year this is the same exact offense, even with the rookies we draft, it's gonna be a problem.
Yep.
Like this is not the offense. I don't know if he got a scheme book. He has to have a different philosophy because this cannot be the philosophy on the offense. It really can. And maybe we got somebody next year, hopefully one of the top three that can maybe help MPJ out on the offensive end. And what I do like about the top four is that they all operate in the mid range, so we're not just gonna see threes getting chucked. So we're gonna see that if we're lucky. But other than that, even with that being said, the big four, and I'm counting as a big four because of Caleb. Even with the big four, if they land on this team, I hope Jordy's not gonna tell them to just chuck threes. Like it needs to be a different philosophy on offense. It cannot just be have a 3-point fest and then we expected to play defense against. Even with Shea, and Jalen Williams out, this is still the top team in the West. And you clearly seen that tonight. They got bigger, stronger guys. Hartenstein and Dayron's shot was just heartbreaking this watch. Like, we need to get bigger. We need to get stronger. Like, we need guys that can put pressure on the rim. Like, and this is why I'm saying, Breezy, like, we need everything. Like, I know we was talking about a wing or, a point guard. This team needs everything, man. We need everything.
It's really center and power forward that are real concerned because we don't have an actual legit center. Dayron is a fine backup as a starter. You just seen it. He defensively just cannot hold his own consistently. And then for Clowney, not enough defense and not enough consistent offense. We need to get a power forward in this draft, potentially Boozer Wilson. That's great. Maybe go sign a free agent center that's available this summer and maybe pair that with MPJ and you have a way better front court. But right now, the front court, it's very weak out there. The scoring guard, point guard stuff, we can figure out because we have 6 guards on this team right now. That shouldn't be what we get in this draft. If we come away with another point guard, we're in a lot of trouble. If we come away with a power forward star potentially, we have some life there to build this up. But we cannot aim for a point guard.
Noah Clowney ain't performing like that 4th spot is solidified. So if you're talking about getting a Caleb Wilson or a Boozer or even AJ or whatever, then he can sit. He can go back to the bench for all I care. Like he has not shown. I don't think I've seen anything out of Clowney since November. It's just been a whole regression. He just shoots threes and then he's barely there on the defensive side. So you don't put the ball on the floor, and it's funny because Breezy thought Noah Clowney was turning into a shot creator at some point.
Second option.
But I mean, it is what it is.
He was right for a few games.
The Nets, they're not gonna. That's why I think Caleb Wilson got a chance being on the Nets. They're not gonna give up on that stretch 4. They want the stretch 4 to be part of the offense so bad, bro.
Right.
They're going to keep letting Noah Clowney take those threes from the elbow. They're going to continue to let him take those corner threes. But if you got somebody 6'10" on your team and they don't play with their back to the basket at all, the defense, like it's basketball. Like you can't be redundant in basketball. You can't just beat a team in the NBA with one play. You got to have, and not to say that Jordy Fernandez only got one play in his playbook, the 3-point shot. But bro, you gotta mix it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like he just take 3-pointers from different parts from the 3-point line. Like, all right, I took the 3-pointer over here. Now I'm gonna take the 3-pointer over there. Like, nah, you gotta take the 2-pointer, then the 3-pointer, 3-pointer, then the 2-pointer. Like, mix it up. That's all I'm saying. So Noah Clowney. Yeah, I would draft Caleb Wilson because I would want Noah Clowney to come off the bench with Caleb Wilson. I know y'all want Yago to start. Nobody in here going to agree that Yago coming off the bench. Nobody wanted a lottery pick coming off the bench. But at the end of the day,
to be fair though, Breeze, like I know he's saying that, but I mean, if we saw like Andrew Wiggins, who was a #1 pick, be a role player in the Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Like if Yego's best ability is off the bench, I'm not mad at that. Like, is it crazy? Yes, but necessarily, if you're useful to me, if you're a core piece of what the Nets is trying to build, which I think Yegor is, and if you're trying to at least utilize him in a way that he could be utilized best, maybe that might be at the three. I don't know if it's off the bench. Maybe it could be the three. I
Three
don't
off
know,
the
but
bench.
I don't know.
That's a
Like
drop.
I
That's a
just
drop
I
for
just
me,
think
man.
that I just think it has to be I just think it has to work about being utilized better. I mean, you look at other guys who's been lottery picks. A lot of the times they weren't necessarily the starters, but they served a crucial role off the bench for their team. Some of these teams was championship teams. Some of these teams was, you know, good teams overall. But I don't think it would make him a bust necessarily. But at the same time, yeah, I do think Jordy just needs to put him in. If you believe in Yegor as your point guard of the future as a coach, you got to start putting him in uncomfortable situations. Right? Does that mean telling
Yep.
him to take the mid range or drive to the paint? Your goal, Jordy, should be telling Yegor no threes the second half. If you open, shoot it, but work on making yourself more uncomfortable. That's how you're gonna get better. You're not gonna get better just by doing stuff you already know. How you gonna grow? How you gonna learn?
Exactly.
Like you got to
Hold on.
step outside and get uncomfortable.
So let's go to Scott. Scott just joined the panel. What you think about what they saying about Yegor? Do you think Jordy should give him more point guard responsibilities, or you like Yegor where he at?
Um, I think he should. I think he should shoot a different shot. I mean, other than a three. I think it's hard to in the NBA, especially now, like as the season go. The only way these guys are learning is through playing. To try to get them in a position where they can be uncomfortable on the court, it's hard against NBA teams because they know you want to, they know what you want to do. They know what you're comfortable at, and they taking everything away from you. So for Yegor to actually get into the paint and shoot that shot, I don't know if Jordy want him to do that. Once I think about it, these rookies are being told exactly what to do. I don't think they have like the free realm
That's
on the
not
court.
nasty though, Scott. Like your coach not telling you to mix it up and just
Yeah,
having you
I
do
mean, yeah, I agree. I think it's, if I was a coach, I would make a fluid offense where if you open, but I gotta see that some players don't have a mid shot. They literally don't have a mid shot. I don't know if it's possible. Like it's different from college to the pros, man. These guys are good, man. Every team, even though teams that we think suck, got good players on their team. Like they can play. They know what you want to try to do.
Well,
So it's
Scott,
not like they don't know.
Scott, what you think about the title of the show, Scott? How do we replace Cam Thomas scoring?
You can't. I don't even understand how you let 24 points go off your team. But that's, I mean,
That's crazy.
typical Sean Marks behavior.
people was crying for it. I listened, I sat back and listened to people run numbers. He don't do this, he don't do that. He don't do this, he don't do that. He does
Him being
something.
brought out was a
He
I never
he
expected
does.
that.
It's always a narrative created on that man from the very beginning.
They
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the organization. I don't know what it is, but it ain't basketball. You're not talking basketball when you start talking about somebody who can give you 24 points. I don't get it. That I don't get.
Scott, do you think instead of them buying them out, that they should have kept Cam Thomas, even if he wasn't going to start him, but at least put him in a 6-man role. See how
But I don't think Sean Marks is going to let the realm of controlling the team get away from him. So he already put his foot down. He was 10 toes down. He didn't want to pay Cam Thomas, and he made it evident when he just offered him 2 years with a team option. That's telling you, I'm getting ready to trade you.
The offseason was, I think, the beginning of the end, man. Like, that whole negotiation was just like
Terrible. And it's on Cam's agents too, because he had to fire one. He fired two. So evidently he was listening to some bad stuff because he figured it out. But all that would have been forgotten if Sean made it clear that we want you on the team.
Right.
All Sean had to do was sit down and talk to him personally. Because you should have a personal relationship with the players, especially the ones you draft.
Real talk.
That's being real. He could have just went to Cam and said, "Look, I know I'm supposed to, I was supposed to talk to your agent, but I want to talk to you. Shit, I drafted you. I believe in you. There's a place on this team." He did not do that. He clearly didn't do that. He played the money game or the GM game where it's my team and you do what I say or you hit the highway.
But my thing is, you put that much in your chest for the players that we got. None of these players
None of them are capable of doing what he do. So I mean,
you stick your chest out with Cam Thomas like that.
I don't because it apparently, and this is my thinking. I could be wrong. Cam sat there just like the rest of them. Just like Day'Ron Sharpe, just like Clowney. I mean, Clowney wasn't there, but who was there with Cam Thomas when he started?
Day'Ron.
Who else? Claxton. Claxton was there. They watched what transpired with the other top three that we had on the team. Our three superstars. And what transpired on that team affects the locker room.
True. That's true.
Sean Marks is just a horrible GM. Do you guys know he has the record for least amount of minutes on an NBA court in history? He has 2 Mickey Mouse rings. He did nothing to earn, and that propelled him to a GM job. At the end of the day, he's playing with house money, but he honestly is not the guy we'd want leading our future forward. 10 years, 1 playoff win. The record speaks for itself. Even Brian Lewis, as much as he could try to defend Sean Marks' draft record is overrated, and he doesn't build relationships. He didn't talk to Cam at all this summer. It was his representation versus Cam's 15 thing. That's what that was.
Now the thing about Sean Marks that really bothered me, and I mean it should kind of bother y'all, is that it ain't just Sean. I think it's coming from ownership.
What?
Personally speaking, because of the thing with Kyrie. Now, that's just another book. That's another story. I don't want to go. I could talk for 40 minutes just on that. But just to get around it, that became something other than basketball, which is the kind of thing that scares me because when an organization start doing things that's not related to basketball, you're not going to start winning. You're not about winning.
Yeah, listen, I feel you, Scott. At the end of the day, Joe Tsai, he don't come from basketball, so he should have the best basketball minds around him. A lot of fans are questioning if Sean Marks is the guy that should be the GM. Keep letting them ask those questions. I pulled up this stat to show y'all, who get the most, what teams look like who use the PNR the most. You got the Celtics up there. They one of the better teams. The Suns is there. They okay. The Thunder is there. One of the better teams. So you do get good teams, that score from it. The Temps, let's see. We only 9. We second to last. We 29th in the league. We not even trying. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the most attempts is the Suns and the Celtics, and the Hornets is right there. So like I don't know, man. And I based on this, it's not clear. It's not clear as day to say if you run a PNR, you're gonna be a successful team, and it is contingent on the personnel. But
Yeah.
I think we have the personnel with Nolan Traore and Claxton, with Yago and Claxton, and Noah Clowney too. Like yo, bro, you gotta run some PNRs too. You
Do you
16, but you
really
can't.
believe in Claxton though, Breeze? I mean, it's 6 years. Nothing has changed about his game. I mean, he can't even go up against Carthy Towns, who's horrible, and Towns just busts him every time. Like, we need an actual center. I mean, I just don't see it with Claxton at this point. And Sean Marks doesn't like centers for some reason, which is a huge problem in itself.
I don't know, man. I thought he would because of you know what I'm saying, him seeing the Spurs lineup. I would have thought that would be immediate. That's all they did when they always kept another big next to Duncan. They had Aldridge there at one time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Breezy, he took nothing from the Spurs. The only thing he ever took from the Spurs, Breeze, was Steve Nash, his buddy, because they worked in the system together. That's all he ever took from that team. You'd be surprised what he had to take from that team. Culture, talent, philosophy.
Well, you would think
he didn't take any of those damn things.
You would think
from the
that
Spurs.
because a team like the Spurs that had the Admiral and Duncan, you know, two centers, you know, they were dynamic in the paint.
Yep.
I mean, they were a dynamic team. So you would think that he would do that, but they, you know, the thing is, it's a copycat league. He sees how the league wants to play. Maybe he wants to fit the way the mode is, the way what the league is doing, what the fans want, you know, because fans want, you know. But I clearly see that he's not. I'm doubting that they trying to win. They really trying to build a team to win. This is the thing that I'm trying to wonder: is are you really trying to make moves to build to win?
He's not logical enough to build winning moves, Scott. That's the problem because he's had chances. Gotta be honest with you, Marks has had chances to go about this in many good ways that we've all discussed on Twitter with different people. Like, I'll be honest with you, the Brooklyn base has come up with ideas that could really get this team going. But Sean had opportunities. He once had 2 firsts he could have gone for Dorian Finney-Smith. That wasn't good enough. Oh, let's trade him for D'Lo in 3 seconds. Like, Sean Marks is his own worst enemy most of the time. He waits too long to trade players when the values were high and now low, but he also waits to build the right pieces too long. You need a center with that big 3. Instead, we had LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, guys that are at the end of their careers. And even now with Claxton Dayron, those are not NBA starting caliber centers. You had over 7 or 9 bigs you could have got this summer, and we decided to have 5 picks. Again, Ben Saraff for one of those picks. That's a dagger. When we already have all these guards, you needed a center at that point with your last pick. You had Ryan Kalkbrenner right there and Maxime Renard. No, let's keep Claxton. We gave him $100 million. And what has he done with that $100 million to elevate his game besides be bad last year and this year pretend to be a point center that passed most of his assists to Michael Porter Jr.?
Now,
Like, if we have a problem with our center position, like I told you on your show like 20 minutes ago, it needs to get fixed.
Yeah, now we looking at players that used to play for us on other teams are getting the green light to play and playing well. Look what Adias did today. He scored 25 points. I mean, this like he got busy today.
oh,
He filled up the Adias Williams. Remember?
He was on a 2-way with us, right?
Adonis?
Adonis Williams.
Yeah, remember he was on our bench.
Oh, he was on G League, I think.
Yeah, he was on the G League too. He came on the bench. He came on the roster for a few. He had a 2-way, I believe.
Yeah, damn. But you're right though, bro. We gotta develop the talent that we do get. It's like the scouts; they pick the good talent, but we gotta do a better job of, making them comfortable to give them the opportunity to play the way they want to play. And again, it's not like we got a winning formula. Jock Vaughn, Steve Nash, all of this trying to win from the 3-point line, 90% of your offense from the 3-point line. It hasn't proved that we play the game that way. That is just not at a high percentage. That's the way things need to get done. And I don't value the catch and shoot player over the player that can get to the basket. I think
Well,
I think skill wise, it is a more important skill to be able to break the defense down, manipulate the defense to go south to east or west or north to south, whatever it is that you do to get inside the 3-point line to make the defense react to what you do. Because regardless of them playing zone, or man, they got to react to where the ball at. So if they see that somebody got past the perimeter, they have to react to that, and then that's where you could shot create. You could create a shot. You could score yourself, or you could find a teammate. And we only got that with Nolan Traore. Nolan Traore is not enough, and he's not even covering Cam Thomas and what he was doing when he was here. So we really in the
we don't have we don't have a shooter. We don't have that killer. You don't have that killer on the team. I listened to a lot of commentary on other channels, even on YouTube, on regular TV, ESPN, and all the other sports channels. They don't understand why the Nets let Cam Thomas go. They are not understanding that. I don't know where this narrative came from. I don't know, but I know one thing. Sometimes you have haters in the house. I don't know if y'all can pick up what I'm saying. Sometimes you have people in your home that's not really on your side.
Sean Marks was never on Cam Thomas' side. He never drafted him. That was a Kevin Durant move because given how the cold shoulder on Cam was so bad after KD left after those 40-point games, that's when you just know Sean was like, okay, I don't owe this kid anything. He'll take what I give him. And Cam, at the end of the day, he had the last laugh because he made Sean Marks look like even of a worse GM because he couldn't even trade Cam for nothing because Cam took all the power just to make Sean look extra bad, which at this point, are we surprised that this blew up in Sean Marks' face?
Jay even said this would happen. Where does narrative that KD picked Cam Thomas come from? I haven't heard KD say that. I haven't heard any.
KD's the only one who's vouched for Cam, still seeing star potential in him.
It's some,
Yeah, it's some motion in that because of Oak Hill High School. I think.
He went to the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm saying, is this a known fact or is it just like?
Yeah. It's a fact that KD went to Oak Hill and
I know that, but I'm saying it's a fact that KD vouched for Cam Thomas.
He's done it multiple times. Did you see the interview he had after he faced us? Look up the Kevin Durant interview after a game against
I'm
Houston.
talking about getting them on the team.
Yes, because they were so close. They had that student-teacher relationship. They were on the Brooklyn Bridge together. Like, he also wanted Cam to play. Cam got in his first few games because KD said, put the kid in. Kyrie James nowhere to be found. Let's see what this kid can do. Like, he vouched for the kid a lot of the time.
No, but I'm saying, did he ask for Sean, to draft him?
They ran the team, Scott. They said we need no coach. They said we need no GM. We're the GM. They ran that ship to the ground, and Sean just watched it, and he's the one who made it happen.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just saying.
If Sean chose him, he wouldn't be this bad to him if it was his move.
But my thing is, Sean's the GM.
He's a horrible GM.
Well, then I'm just saying he's the GM. You got your job. That's like you coming to my job telling me what to do, and I'm the boss.
Well, Scott, has Sean been a leader the last 10 years? He's been getting walked over by everybody.
He seemed very comfortable to me.
Because Joe Tsai keeps paying over.
Then that means he got a job. He's going to do what he want to do.
And is that good for us longevity?
No, it's not.
It's getting worse every year.
It's not. It doesn't align with KD picking Cam Thomas in the draft. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't align. Now, whether KD agree that, let the young guy play, that's different. He's on the team. Of course he's going to say that.
Yeah, but Scott, we already had.
But I'm saying he didn't pick him. He didn't pick him to come.
But Scott, even if it's not the specific to him picking him,
right?
The front office, Sean Marks knew that Cam Thomas was still good with KD, Harden, and Kyrie.
Yeah, yes, he didn't. He knew that. He knew he was close.
Again, and I think that was the issue. He went public based, but it's not like he made his own live video from home and no shit like that. The media asking him. He said, you know, what about Kyrie? He said, you know, Kyrie kind of like my mentor. He been like my best friend. I'm still good with him. He said,
Yeah,
same thing.
and not a bad mentor neither. Shit.
He said he keep in touch with Katie and Kyrie, and he said Harden was his favorite player. Like,
Right.
So that's excuse me. That to me, that's on Sean Marks, and it's not seeing Cam's potential over him in his relationships off the court.
Thank you. This is why I said, are you really doing anything to win? This is why I said, because you got to look past that. You got to take control. You can't sit back and let your personal feelings dictate how you choose talent.
Scott, the fact that Nick Claxton is our longest tenured net in Brooklyn history, that
has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with Cam Thomas. Each individual is different. Then I'm gonna make a clean example. When Chicago and Jordan and when they had Rodman, Rodman was the worst team. This dude would be partying the night before the game. They didn't let him go. You know why they didn't let him go?
Jordan,
no, it ain't because they just had Michael Jordan. They had a coach and a GM that understood about winning.
Right. And that's
what you keep saying, Mike. You keep putting it on the players. People got jobs.
Right.
And listen, like, Jordan had a lot to say. They vouched.
It was
for
like
Rodman.
do what you do off the court. I ain't gotta hang with you off the court. Trust me, Phil Jackson was not hanging with Dennis Rodman.
Hell no.
But at the end of the day, he came and did a job. That's his
job. Yeah,
like,
and Dennis Rodman came and did a job. Or there would been times when they send players to get him. Go and get Rodman. We know he partied last night. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing.
But he comes in and do his thing.
The
biggest problem is
you always think new is, but what I'm saying is you always think new is better. New, like Sean, just because it's new don't make it better. You got this whole draft class, and you made it seem like, oh, these players are supposed to make us forget about Cam Thomas. They didn't. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say we giving them grace, we giving them a chance, but at the end of the day, bro, when games like this where you get 10 points in the quarter, and then y'all putting all of this stock into who we get in next year, and y'all realizing what MPJ is, and this is what I'm trying to tell y'all about the roles of the game. Bro, these catch and shoot players, they good, but they got a role, and their role isn't as important as a player that could put the ball on the floor, manipulate the defense, and get to their spots and find guys. You catch and shoot players are at best on off ball plays where they can move around and find spots around the 3-point line, but more times than not, they spot up shooters. Opposed to somebody that can go play and create their own shot, break down the defense, kind of like. And I'm not saying I watched it again because I didn't, but I seen some of the highlights of how Cunningham was carving up the Knicks defense, like he was just carving it up. You know, get into the midi, get into the three, get into the rim, just doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying we play like that, not necessarily. You know, of his stature, it's hard to get a point guard at 6'7". Doing what he does, but at the end of the day, bro, I mean, Nolan Traore is good, and I ain't even gonna hold you. I got more hangups with Diego Domen than I do with Nolan Traore, because Nolan Traore is playing consistent. If he's not getting the assists, he's getting the points. If he's not getting the points, he's getting the assists. So you really don't miss with Nolan Traore at the point.
Breeze, you know what?
Buying this, Diego is the point. I'm not buying that shit.
Breeze, you know I like Diego, but tonight, man, I called him Chuck Gore because that's all I saw tonight. There was no intensity, no effort. That's one thing I always like about Diego is he worked through his mistakes, but tonight he was just letting his mistakes be mistakes, and you can't do that as a lottery pick. You're about to graduate to a sophomore. You need to show you can work on these things on a night-to-night basis. Not, I'll just take a night off here and a night off there. You can't do that because then everything you said criticism-wise, Breeze, is valid. But that can't happen with Diego. He needs to be a lot better than what he was doing tonight. No effort does not get you a future with this team long term if you're just going to chuck shots up.
Yeah, glad to hear it because I know you be keeping receipts. And
I'll be fair, Breeze. You know I'll be fair, man. At least.
At the end of the day, man, Diego, You know, like I said, I know everybody wants him to be a good player, even me included. But he's just looking more like a two guard than a point guard, and I don't want to force him to be a point guard. I want to see him play with his back to the basket more than I want to see him trying to manipulate defense from the point guard position. And the only reason I want to see him at the point guard if we got a mismatch. If we going to versus Keontae George or some shit like that, one of these small guards he could throw on the post, yeah, put him at the point guard. You know what I'm saying? Put Drake Powell at the two, let Nolan come off the bench. But other than that, keep the lineup the same. Keep him at the two. He better at the two, better playing off ball, and better having Nolan. Trey already played the point guard, so that's where I'm at with it, man. But you know, I'm fair. I'm fair to close out, man. I ranted. I said all I said.
Fun show.
We said every time I go to Twitter to try to look for Nets content, all you got is Net fans mad that we ain't got Cam Thomas posting his highlights. I seen him do it.
Why? Nobody said anything. Listen, big.
Man.
Yo, listen. I watched everybody sit there and tell me the numbers. When he playing, we don't play no defense. When he's there, this and that. I just listen. I don't care no more.
Bullshit,
listen,
man.
yeah, I don't care if y'all want to let go 24 points off your team. That's up to you. That's on you.
I don't agree with them, bro. I gotta call them out for that shit, bro. Because y'all were wrong about your basketball team. That's for all y'all that didn't want Cam Thomas on the team.
They don't play no defense and all that shit.
No, hold on. He played 3 games. 2 out of 3 of those games, he had 27 plus points. They were wrong in their basketball take, and they want to say, "Oh, get over it. You're a Cam Thomas fan over a Nets fan." No. Don't try to deviate. Don't try to pretend like you could get away from this smoke. No, this is straight smoke for y'all asses. Y'all acting like that we were better off without Cam Thomas. It's a lie. Y'all acting like Cam Thomas was supposed to be happy that he was coming off of the bench for the players that's in front of him. Why? If you look at the product that's in front of him, and when you try to tell me he's supposed to be off of the bench happy, y'all was all ranting and raving. Look at him mad that he not rooting for Yegor. He's not a team player. Meanwhile, when he was a rookie, he done beat the Spurs off a game winner. He done beat the Knicks off a game winner. And y'all praise Yegor for almost winning. So I feel Cam Thomas. And listen, it just, the more I think about it, the worse it gets.
Yeah, because the proof is the past, and the past says that it was wrong. That so far we seeing what it is. We seeing exactly what it is. Big fan. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes you have to take it just from face value. People choose who they like, and when they don't like somebody, they go with the narrative. Mm-hmm. They go with the narrative. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but
that's the thing. That's how sports fans are. They real grimy. They just go with the narrative. You know, oh, he don't play no defense.
No, I'm calling him out on it though. I don't care, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I'm calling all of them. Oh, acting like we don't need Cam Thomas. Then okay, we don't got Cam Thomas, and y'all got what y'all wanted. Now what? What's your solution now? What player we gonna trade and get him now? This for all of y'all, because I don't know how to name all of y'all. So I don't want to miss none of y'all, and I'm talking to all of y'all. Cam Thomas was the best scorer Sean Marks ever drafted. Ever. And y'all made it seem like, oh, we could just get another player. Who?
Gotta look at Peyton Watson this summer. He's somebody a lot of people might be after, so that's somebody to monitor.
Man, so y'all willing to pay a player like Peyton Watson all that money, but y'all won't pay a player that y'all drafted. Y'all pay free.
Not overpay. If we could get him at a fair price, but if it's over what we're supposed to, then that's another mistake. Like you just want to get a player overpaid who's really like a third or fourth option. That would be a mistake.
No, but it's always a free agent over. It's always a free agent over a drafted player. Y'all take Ben Simmons contract. You take Harden contract. Yeah, don't want to play Jared Allen. Jared Allen, y'all always talking shit about Jared Allen. He hooping with the Cavaliers. He not even the best player in the wide world. I ain't saying that, but he a better anchor than Claxton. And you know, I always
imagine him and James Harden in Brooklyn. That would be scary.
I always get on fans that join the panel and say, "Oh, they always talk about other players. I always talk about other players. Focus on these players." And bro, this is withdrawals for me, man. I'm talking about the players that was on this team at least. Bro, 3 points, 4 boards, and a block. Come on, man. I'm gonna need more than that, Diego.
I agree. Like, I see Jaeger at his best. This was very mediocre tonight. It really was.
But it's all good, man. Shout out to Just As JTV. Shout out to Scott. Shout out to everything Brooklyn Nets John. Shout out to all the members on the page. Oh man,
I know it's aggravating.
Only
It's
27 more
aggravating.
games.
It's aggravating. It's aggravating.
yeah, man. Shout out to the chat. We're gonna be back with more content really soon, man. I don't even know. I'm at a loss for words, man. Have a good night and peace, man.
Peace, everybody.